Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us the truth. And peace, blessing, love, and salutations to those elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of election fall upon you and your household. To you I say shalom. Today, this is your brother Ayawab coming back at you again with another lesson all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rachak entitled Pressure from All Angles. Because when you come into this truth, you're going to be pressured. You're going to go through anguish. You're going to go through adversity, afflictions, hardships. But no matter what is set in front of us, we got to endure it. We got to get through it, man, no matter what is set in front of us. Speaking to myself first and foremost. So I got that word for pressure in the online entomology.com. So it says pressure, suffering, anguish, act or fact of pressing on the mind or heart. So everything that we go through, man, physically and mentally, things that we can't see and things that we see, we're going to go through it. It's suffering, man. We're going to suffer anguish. We're going to anguish. There's going to be things that are going to press on your mind, on your heart. It says oppression, torture, anguish, to press. And even in that ultimate pressure is going to be the hour of temptation, man. Revelation 3:10. Let's go ahead and pull that. That's it. That charagma, man. Not 13, but that's where the charagma is. Revelation 13. Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And matter of fact, let's get that word keep in that verse. It's because the Lord said that he shall keep thee from the hour of temptation. So when you go into that word keep, and we'll play it.
Strong's G 5083, Tereo.
Tereo. It says to attend to carefully, take care of, to guard, to observe, to reserve, to preserve. Down here in the down here, it says to preserve, to watch. It's to watch or keep, to guard. So the Lord, man, so no matter how pressured we are, no matter the things that we go through, even that ultimate time, the ultimate temptation, the ultimate trial, the Lord is going to keep us and preserve us. Lord willing, we be part of the elect. Lord willing, we endure until the very end, man. So it says back in that the definition in the online entomology, it says the act or fact of pressing on the mind or heart. So there's going to be things that we can't even see that are pressuring us. You're going to have demons pressuring you. You're going to have demons pressing you. You may have a demon hop on your family member and start talking shit about you. You may have a demon hop on your mind and make you think wicked thoughts. We're going to be pressured. It's about how you handle it, how you deal with the situations and the pressure that has been put upon you. And it's not just a coincidence that we're being pressured. It's from the Heavenly Father to purge out the dross, to test our faith, man, to see where we're at, and ultimately to make us better. To see, are you going to be the pipe or are you going to be the diamond? Because this quote says pressure can either burst a pipe or create a diamond. We don't want to be the pipe. We don't want to burst. We want to be created into a diamond, man. I looked up how pipes are burst, when water is accumulated in one, like when the water passes is blocked, or the pipe passes is blocked, and the water starts accumulating at that point, and then it bursts from too much pressure because it can't handle it. We need to handle it. So, and I looked up how diamonds were created from heart-n-diamond.com. It says, what are diamonds made from? Diamonds are only made up of one element, carbon. It says when carbon dioxide is buried 100 miles under the Earth's surface and heated to a temperature of 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, and then squeezed to a pressure of 725,000 pounds per square inch, a diamond is formed. So that's how a diamond is formed, man. From heat, from being deep under the earth, heated by the heat of 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, and then pressured. All the pressure and the heat is what creates a diamond, man. And we got to go through the heat. We got to go through the fire. We got to go through the pressure, man, to become a diamond, to become gold, man. Because that's what it says in Sirach 2. And we'll start from the top at Sirach 2, or Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So we got to prepare to be pressured. We got to prepare for trials, tribulations, anguish, sorrow. We got to prepare for to be fucked with in our mind, to be perplexed, to be troubled on every side. We got to prepare for this and know that we're going to go through it in order to get to the kingdom. What Acts 14 and 22 says, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Most High. So we got to go through the tribulation. We got to go through the anguish. We got to go through the trouble, man. It's all about how you handle the pressure, how you handle it, how are you handling the demons that are plaguing your mind? How are you handling your woman that is acting up? How are you handling the job that is just too hard for you to bear? Are you just letting it take over, and you just letting your lust and your flesh creep in and handling it carnally? Or are you handling it spiritually? Are you turning to your lust, your flesh for answers? Or are you turning to the spirit, to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahshua for answers? Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. We got to cleave unto the Lord, man. No matter what is set in front of us. Constantly enduring. And even in trouble, making not haste, but turning to the Lord. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. We're in a lower state now, but we're about to be brought even lower, man. The hour of temptation is right here. The charagma is right at the door. And that's going to be the lowest point, because then you're not going to be able to function in society like everybody else. You're not going to be able to pay your rent. You're not going to be able to buy food. You're not going to be able to do the daily things that you are doing at this present moment. So even in that time, we can't make haste. Trust in the Lord and lean not unto thine own understanding. Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. So that's how gold is made, man. Through the fire, being tried, getting all the impurities, all the dross off the gold. Acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. We believe through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, that we are acceptable men. And if we're acceptable men, we're going to go through the furnace of adversity. Again, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So we're going to, again, pressure can either burst a pipe or create a diamond. So we'll probably end it off right here in 2 Corinthians 4, and we'll start at verse 8. And we might get in the NLT as well. 2 Corinthians 4:8. We are troubled on every side, from all angles, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Let's get that word perplexed.
Strong's G 639. Apareo. Apareo.
Apareo. It says to be without resources. And in that day, man, in the hour of temptation, we're not going to have resources. We're not going to be able to have food just at our doorstep. We're not going to have no P5. We're not going to have no Xbox. We're not going to have no fancy TV. We're not going to have no roof over our head. All we're going to have is the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. That's what we're going to have in that day. Least you burst and take the chragma. You burst like a pipe. It says what? Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. That's what's going to keep us stable. A TV in that day is not going to keep us stable. Some AirPods is not going to keep us stable in that day. It says to be in straits. And that word straits. Let's look up the word straits if it'll allow me. Look up. Straight. It says right here it says a bad, difficult situation. Sorry condition, difficulty, trouble, crisis, predicament, a tight corner. So it said what? It says to be left wanting, to be embarrassed. It says what? That we're fools for Hamashiach's sake. That we're made a laughing stock, man. A theater. We look like clowns to these people, man. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon 5, either 5 or 2. Going into that we fools accounting his life madness and for his end to be without honor. It says not to know which way to turn. So it also says to be in doubt, to be at loss with oneself. So we may have those times when we don't know which way to turn, that we're at a loss, we're in doubt. But we cannot allow that to fester, if that's the word. We can't allow that to build up and to grow and to prosper and to flourish within our minds, within ourselves. We got to rebuke that, man. Rebuke Satan, and he shall flee from thee. So it says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. It says in the NLT, it says, we are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. So we're going to be pressed, but we're not going to be crushed. We're perplexed, but not driven to despair. So we may be at a loss. We may not know which way to turn it, but then that's when the Spirit kicks in. And we're not driven to despair. We're not driven to, as this world calls it, depression. We don't allow the flesh to flourish and to overcome the Spirit. We allow the Spirit to kick in. Verse 9, persecuted, and back in the KJV, persecuted but not forsaken, cast down but not destroyed. Well, it says in Proverbs that a just man falls 7 times and getteth back up again. So no matter how many times we're cast down, we're going to continue to get back up. Verse 10, always bearing about in the body of the dying of the Lord Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. In the NLT, it says, verse 10, through suffering, our bodies continue to share in the death of Yahushua, so that the life of Yahushua may also be seen in our bodies. So we're going to suffer, man. Because Yahushua is the ultimate and the top one that was perplexed. He was the top one that was pressured on all angles, that was troubled on all sides, but yet what? He continued to endure unto the very end, to his last breath, until he gave up the ghost, man. And we got to take after our big brother's example and continue to endure the pressure, because he endured pressure. He endured trials. He endured tribulations. Being tempted from Satan himself, man. How much more so us as servants? This ain't going to be easy, man. It's going to be difficult. But we got to continue to fight to the very end so that we can receive what Yahweh Shai received. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, to the fold. Before I end it off, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to his due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achakodash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Shalom.